and kneel at your command. Who made you? Whoever it was must have mastered manipulation to make mercy and grace a matrimony of 11 kings. Men with women only, please. This club is built on exclusion, and any attempt to ascertain affection from the uninitiated causes a conservative caucus of chaos. Son, I disown you because I disagree with your divisive description of God's affection and how it applies to everyone no matter the sins they've committed. But Father, if you really hate what I've become, then remember it was you who allowed me to depart from your graces. And if for using the freedom of choice you gifted, you banished me into an eternity of misery and blackness, then fuck this. Because then his church must be built on ignorance. Because according to Matthew, it was Christ himself who said, he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. And it isn't through him, but through love that all things are forgiven. And love is what you feel during hate suspension, when you finally stop focusing on action long enough and actually sit down and listen. So tell me, how's your day, Ben? Good, right on, man.
Yeah!
Just hit it, next.
I started out as a warrior in heaven before birth, unaware of the battles between the spirits on earth, contrary to one another, contrary to my own. The battle lines were drawn and the differences were shown. As I made strides towards excellence, I made enemies content with mediocrity. Being diligent, I made enemies content with laziness. Trying to unite, I made enemies working to divide. Finding joy, I found enemies lost in misery. Now listen closely, because I'm not a preacher, a teacher, or high-paid public speaker. I'm just a storyteller, ladies and gentlemen, telling you of a time of when I was weaker and how the game goes deeper. My first personal war started out as a compliment. That's right, a compliment. That spoke on the nature of my vertical spine and spoke on how I held my chin up and shoulders back by divine design. What I didn't realize was that a compliment rooted in envy is a declaration of war. Listen close for the humble. This may cause some confusion. A compliment rooted in envy is a declaration of war. If they like evolution, my term is a revolution, for example. Must be nice. Must be nice. Oh, Mark, you're in Italy on a poetry retreat? Must be nice! Oh, David, you're doing a video blog from Salerno? Must be nice! So clear. It's so beautiful. Must be nice! See, words like these leave a coward's tongue for spikes. Almost like a demon masquerading as an angel of light. That kind of energy doesn't feel right, so I move on. I felt the darkness, so I pressed on. Now, as I continued to walk with soul deep inside my tattered shoes, I admit I would almost stumble over mediocre bumps, spread over mediocre floors. But as I refused to fall or lose, I made enemies that resembled family members. I made enemies that resembled family members. Not realizing that I was like a dead man walking, marked for simply providing a spark, marked for being courageous at heart, marked for having the Lord's confirmation, for all those who need bear witness to the Lord's good grace. This grace just makes the darkness more persistent. This grace just makes the darkness more insistent. I would find out the hard way through minds that were narrow. One day I was shot with betrayal's flaming arrow. It went through my back and pierced my heart. I can still taste the poison of a bold-faced lie as it travels my bloodstream. Now it would have been easy for me to lay down and die asking over and over, oh why, God, why? But as I tended my wounds and mended them with dressings, I realized that deep inside I still had my blessings. All they did was make my spiritual armor stronger, which made their hate last even longer. So, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I would have been just like them had I held on to my anger. So just like him, I say, I forgive you too.
Mariposas amarillas, Mauricia, Babilonia. Mariposas amarillas, que vuelan y se van. Mariposas amarillas, Mauricia, Babilonia. Mariposas amarillas que vuelan y se van. The time for one poem. Pájaro de vida, pájaro de amor, hasta la victoria, dame tu vuelo, pájaro valiente, pájaro de hasta la victoria, dame tu poder. Little woman of the third world, let them say it. Let them say that I'm a vagabond Malinche because I took off north with all my disenchantment, my courage, and my hunger of little woman of the third world. Let them say it. I don't care. Say that I bring in my side the eye of the hurricane, and under my fingernails the earth I could not dig for my dead. But let them say that with a purpose I left, with all my reverence and my courage, to build the time for the poem. The earth I could not dig for my dead. That I bring in the hungry edge of my tongue a yes, we can, in a red cry to victory in the center of the heart. And that this army of dispossessed workers that accompanies me will transform the empire with the power